Hello, welcome to the Vibrational Astrology forecast for the week of October 25 to 31, 2020. And what we have coming up this week is a big 17 vibration configuration. Let me show it to you. Here's the chart for Sunday the 25th. And notice that Pluto, Mars, North Node, and Uranus in the 17 vibration are all tightly connected. In fact, Mars, North Node, and Uranus are at the same degree. So it's very, very tight. Now let me show you how this builds up, and then I will tell you what it means. So I'll go to the time adjust. I'm going to go back 2 days. This takes us back to Friday. On Friday, the configuration is just building up. Mars is at 10 Aquarius. Then as we head to Saturday, the next day, Mars moves in close to Uranus. So the Mars-Uranus node by Friday is building up. And by Saturday, Mars has caught up to Uranus and node. Going retrograde, it's now in the middle of it. So it's starting right around now Sunday. As we move into Monday, Mars has moved right in between Uranus and Pluto and is at the midpoint of them. So really, tomorrow it's very, very strong. That's Monday. Tomorrow I'm making this on Sunday. So on Monday the 26th, very strong. On Tuesday, Mars has retrograded back to be with Pluto. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, very strong. But there's something that makes it continue on, which is that on Wednesday, Mars has retrograded back to 19, but Pluto is now at the midpoint. Pluto is 5 degrees from Mars, 5 degrees from Uranus, so it continues into Wednesday, and then by Thursday, Mars moves out and Mercury moves in. So another planet gets involved, and then as we head into the end of the week, Mercury moves through this very, very quickly, moving through it on Thursday and Friday. Basically, for the entire week, we have Uranus and Pluto, first with Mars, then with Mercury, in 17 vibration. And what it means is that there is an impatience, Uranus-Pluto, Mars-Uranus-Pluto kind of energy, impatience to resolve international issues, an impatience to establish a rapport, to get over the misunderstandings, to not continue on and on and on with people not being on the same page, with not agreeing with each other. Let's air this out and get it resolved. So there's a lot of pressure in international relationships to develop a mutual understanding and appreciation for each other and not to be distanced from each other. Why does it mean that? Because 17 is the vibration where we cross boundaries and we develop rapport and understanding. Mars, Uranus, Pluto means it's impatient to do it. And this really has to do with an emotional rapport, with an intuitive feeling of connectedness, of feeling that you really understand each other, that you can do the same kind of things, that your culture, your lifestyle does not have to be so distinct, so that you can feel that you can step into the shoes of your neighbor. So that's what it is. It will show up in personal relationships also in terms of an impatience to build bridges with people that have been distant, and especially because they've been distant because of different lifestyles, different lifestyle choices, different cultural attunements. So there'll be an attempt to build bridges now between different political beliefs, different religious beliefs, different lifestyles. So you will see this within countries where it's almost as if you go to a foreign country when you go to a different neighborhood, and impatience to resolve it. And this will lead to two things. Sometimes it will lead to a massive blow up because there's a feeling that it's not resolvable. I give up, it blows up. And sometimes it will lead to a resolution. But the feeling is not to put it off anymore. And it will affect your personal life as well in terms of resolving differences with people that you are distant from and who live in a different kind of lifestyle and you might say culture than you do. So that's one of the big themes for this coming week. And then the following week gets very interesting. I will present that to you next weekend. But just a heads up, the following week here in the United States, there's a big election, presidential election. Oh man, things are going to go wild at that election in the United States next week. But I'll talk about that. I'll upload the video either Saturday or Sunday of next week. Let me also mention as a postscript here that the forecast for last week, let me go over some of the things that happened. I mentioned art happening at the beginning of the week, about a week ago, and then ancient things coming up, ancient cultures and so on. And we didn't hear a lot about this, but I went to some of the major news websites, ABC and NBC and CNN and Fox News and all these different things, and Politico. I went to them to see what some of the headlines were, and sure enough, it was there. It got overwhelmed by the emphasis on the coronavirus, and this is really sad and very upsetting. In Europe, the coronavirus is exploding, just spreading like crazy. After 8 or 9 months of this, my God, it's just horrendous. Here in the United States, it's going up as well. We've had a higher rate, and it's not coming down. And, throughout the world, there's a lot of problems with the coronavirus. This has overwhelmed a lot of the other news. Here in the United States, all the news has also been about the election. But some of the other things that have been happening is that the Nazca, N-A-Z-C-A, sometimes spelled N-A-S-C-A, the Nazca lines, new Nazca lines have been found in Peru. These are lines made almost 2,000 years ago into the countryside. They look like cartoon images. So this art, this magic, these new lines that have not been found before are there. So that's exciting. And then a lot of ancient cultural things have come up. A whole huge number of sarcophagi, or sarcophagi, I guess sarcophagi, plural of sarcophagus, these basically stone tombs in Egypt have been found. A whole big new bunch of them, 2,500 years old. So a lot of this mystical stuff, and of course with the Egyptian stuff, there's the carvings involved. So there's the art element as well. And I mentioned there could be some things with sexual things like pornography, things like that coming up. And one of the big news items in the middle of the week here in the United States is CNN reporter Jeffrey Toobin was involved in some very weird and embarrassing sexual activity, just sort of very, very weird. And so that theme did come up as well, and I think it came up in some other ways. So that's just sort of a review of last week, and that these themes do show up. And I think you're going to see this communication across cultures and international understanding becoming red hot this week, and wanting to resolve this, get something straight. It'll either blow up or it'll get resolved. People don't want to put it off. Okay, thank you very much for listening, my friends. God bless. Namaste.